Hi everyone, it's Jack back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Cloudflare, a web infrastructure and security company most known for its content delivery network. Today it's around a $33 billion market cap company, growing at a really nice rate. At one point it was up over 1,000% from its 2020 IPO prices. Valuation was very stretched at that point and the stock has roughly halved since then. It's got a really charismatic CEO, long-term tailwinds and a wide and expanding moat. I think it's a really interesting company. I'd like to talk about it. So I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the videos. Thanks. So Cloudflare's value proposition is basically if you get access to the CDN, you plug in and you get access to a ton of features. You get application services, developer services, zero trust services for cybersecurity and network services all over the cloud. So as soon as you plug into the system, you get DDoS protection, bot management, API security, web analytics, SSL, stream delivery, load management, you name it. There's a lot of value, and that really is the value proposition to business and developers. A lot of bang for your buck and big time savings versus producing it in your own. Building on Cloudflare's serverless architecture puts in direct competition with cloud incumbents, which I think is really interesting for such a small company. So despite being in competition with the cloud incumbent, and despite its relative use, founded in just 2010, Cloudflare's scale is fantastic. 132,000 customers. Most of them small, so basically no customer concentration. Diversified revenue with nearly half of revenue coming up from outside the US and slightly more than half coming from large customers. They block 76 billion cyber threats per day, which is absolutely incredible scale considering this is not the absolute focus of their business. One of the greatest strengths of the Cloudflare business is its optionality, and I really like management's R&D approach to moving the company into adjacent spaces and increasing the TAM. So you can see when it was purely an application services company, its TAM was around $32 billion in 2018. As of today, they predict it's around $86 billion with the launch of Cloudflare One, and by 2024 they hope this is going to be a $100 billion company. This is a company with trailing 12-month revenues of $700 million, so it's barely touching the surface. Still has tons of optionality left. TAM could be enormous, especially as security becomes a bigger part of the business and the world. Cybersecurity, of course, is going to be crucial. So it's one thing having a really large TAM, but you need to show that you're able to utilise this. Again, for such a young company, you would expect high growth rates, and they're given 50% compound annual growth rate over the last 3 years. Really impressive. They're maintaining that in the most recent quarter, 51% growth rate. Large customers with over $100,000 in annualized revenue. They now have 1,260, which is really impressive. This is growing at a 67% compound annual growth rate. The real thing that is impressing me here is the gross margins. Hugely impressive, 78% GAAP gross margin. This is exactly what you want to see from this type of company and why it commands such a large valuation, as we'll talk about in a minute. It's still loss-making, but when the profit comes eventually, boy will it come. Of course, they spend a lot on R&D to try and improve that optionality, but eventually this will become a profit-making business. It becomes a mature company, and boy will it be profitable. Another two metrics that I think really illustrate how strong of a business Cloudflare is the paying customers have doubled since Q3 2018, so in just under 3 years. That growth is actually accelerating. It's a 25% CAGR over the last 3 years, but it's up 32% in the most recent year. This is really strong to see. Consistent customer growth is fine, but accelerating customers at this scale is excellent, and those customers are spending more with a strong dollar-based net retention rate. 124% is absolutely excellent. Customers, as you saw on the previous slide, customers are over 100k in spend is growing even faster than the number of paying customers, showing that the company is gathering traction with enterprise customers, and increasing customer acquisition shows the new product lines are gaining traction as well. DBNR is crucial for software companies and companies like this. DBNR of 100%, 24% is excellent. Positive sign for the quality of the company's products that the land and expand strategy is working so successfully, and a positive sign for this business's moat. The best way for me to illustrate how good of a company Cloudflare is how it compares to the competition. This graph is from w3techs.com. Cloudflare is the clear market leader for reverse proxy services, still a relatively new industry. Lead is growing massively and is particularly pronounced outside of the top 1,000 websites. There's still a ton of market share to capture. You can see the main competitors are Fastly and Akamai for reserve proxy services, and these are nowhere near Cloudflare. Overall, Cloudflare has 80.6% of known top 1 million websites using its reverse proxy services, compared to 6.2% for Fastly and 1.9% for Akamai. This is just absolutely crushing and shows an 80.6% market share. Crazy. So the business is great. What about the stock? Well, it's down more than 50% since its all-time high, sitting around $100 as we speak. That being said, the valuation is still a major problem for this company. Even now, the company trades for terrific multiples. Price to sales of around 54, enterprise value to EBITDA of 51. This is an expensive company. There's no getting around that. This sort of valuation, even for this sort of potential, is too high in my opinion. At $220, the valuation was absolutely obscene. But even now, even with 78% gross margins, 54 times sales is too much to pay for a company growing at 50% in my opinion. I really love the business, and it's the future of the internet for sure. Has an excellent margin profile, unbelievable optionality, strong competitive advantage, no customer concentration. I think the combination of its services creates a wide and expanding moat, and I truly believe that Cloudflare will be an internet powerhouse in the future. I just can't rationalise this revaluation, particularly in today's market. I think a better opportunity for this company will arise. It's firmly on my watch list, but I can't commit to buying it at this present moment in time. Possibly I will regret that, possibly not. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.